Emina Vesta. Now, I know I read all this before, but we're just going to catch up and then continue. And I think this line is supposed to be the indicator for continuing. Agent Avesta thanked me for saving her life, but I can't take credit for that. Not when we lost so much because of my mistakes. She's still pretty shaken up from her close encounter with death and losing her partner, but she's braver than I thought. Not only did she face down Riddler's deadly traps, but she continues to plow ahead through without rest. A level of determination I have rarely seen. She'll make an excellent ally going forward. It was Special Agent Eamon Avesta who handed me the psychological profile on Riddler. I don't know much about her, other than she's a Gotham native and seems to have the confidence of Amanda Waller. She's also a huge fan of Batman, which is somewhat relieving. Maybe I can use that to my advantage in further dealings with the agency. She's a fan of Batman, but I still have to wonder about my proposed question. Did Waller share the information of Bruce Wayne being Batman to Eamon Avesta or even the rest of the agency? Because fan of Batman is one thing, but fan of both might be better and might be worse. It depends. Okay. Amanda Waller. Waller confessed to knowing my true identity. This might prove to be dangerous, especially if I choose to not cooperate with her. She warned me to share with her all new information I uncover. So this is new to episode 2. That she actually told me in episode 2 that she knows, at the start of episode 2, that she knows Batman's true identity. I decided to follow up on her instructions to keep her in the loop by calling her after the attack on the GCPD arsenal. Hopefully this will keep me in her good graces long enough to decide how to handle this new complication. I got my first glimpse at Amanda Waller outside the casino after Riddler's grisly attack on Rumi Mori, a former congressional aide and political science PhD. Waller's irrepressible ambition has shot her straight to the top of the government's top covert law enforcement organization, the agency. She's recently been promoted to regional director with a jurisdiction that spans the entire northeastern United States, including Gotham City. Which I'm going to say is still Vegas. We're in Las Vegas. We're not in New York. We're in the city of crime. Unless it's New Jersey. Gordon doesn't like her. That much is clear. Understandable. She's a force of nature who's threatening his turf. I just wish I knew more about her intentions towards Gotham. She seems like she could be a powerful friend, but an even more powerful enemy. Yeah, well, there's not much Batman or Bruce can do. Well, Bruce can do some stuff. Batman can do some stuff. But realizing that she could be... If Batman provokes an attack on her, it could end Bruce and Batman. Unless Batman outthinks her. And that's what Batman is known for. So seeing the other one, it means that, come on, let me click. This is the new information, and this down here at the bottom is the old information. So, she thanked me for saving her life. Oh yeah, we did that in episode 2. She's pretty shaken up with the death of her partner, because I didn't need to sacrifice him, but I did. I thought I had to, but apparently I figured out how I could have done it without. Not only did she face down Riddler's daily traps, but she continues to plow ahead without rest. A level of determination I've rarely seen. She'll make an excellent ally going forward. Then we'll do... I have to work with the agency now or risk Waller exposing my identity. With Riddler gone, their main target appears to be the group of international criminals he was the ringleader of, like Bane and the Goons. And the Goomers. One of the nation's most clandestine national security organizations, the agency operates in the darkest shadows of the criminal justice system. They say that in such a weird way, like as if they're criminals themselves because they're in the darkest shadows. And maybe they're right, but they seem to be trying to do good, even though Waller used leverage of telling Batman blackmail information. I know who you are. You'll do what I say. And you will spend your money as Bruce Wayne to do it too. Not much is known about their day-to-day operations, but what little information I can dig up about them is that the agency's influence is awe-inspiring, stretching across international borders and reaching the highest echelons of political power. So Gordon will be important to read because he's still a main player, and then Tiffany Fox. After I went behind James Gordon, Police Commissioner Gordon's back to interrogate Eli Nabel, Gordon made it clear he won't work with Batman again. I've lost his trust in my partnership with the GCPD. Maybe if I would have chose to call him this episode, then he would have told me to F off, and I could have verified that he's upset, and then I would have been able to talk to Waller anyway. But I like my choice. I don't want to completely cripple Batman. I do kind of want to see him go through some hardship, though. I got the information I needed from Eli, but I have to wonder if it was worth it. I don't. You go ahead and worry. Over the past year, partnership with Jim has flourished. I finally won his trust, and Gotham City is a better place for it. Batman used to be hidden in the shadows, but Jim has helped me step into that light and find a legitimacy. For that, I'm grateful. I think Jim is finally settling into his new role as police commissioner. It's been a difficult transition, and I don't think he'll ever be comfortable with the tragic way he received his promotion, but I trust he'll use his newfound authority to make this city a better place. Gotham is lucky to have him, and so am I. I couldn't ask for a better partner. I think he's in love with him. That's fine. I hope Gordon knows, though. Okay, now we will do Tiffany. Lucius's... They need to add an S here, because this indicates that Lucius is plural, but that's literally his first name, and so it's Lucius's. They need an S there. That's proper English. Lucius, this person didn't go to college, or at least they didn't do good in English in their required English course. Lucius's funeral didn't go well. I pointed that out in the previous time I went through all this. Lucius's funeral didn't go well. Tiffany naturally had questions about her father's death, specifically if Riddler's contraption had anything to do with it. So I told her the truth. I owed her an honest explanation, but in this case, honesty was not the best policy. She blew up at me, threatening to dig deeper into what Lucius and I were doing. Maybe I should get in front of that. Get in front of a bus. Is she gonna turn into Catwoman? Probably. No. We saw Catwoman stuff already in the Batcave, so nobody can replace Selina. A promising young student, Tiffany is every bit as street smart as she is academically accomplished. She recently graduated first in her class in molecular engineering in hopes of following in her father's footsteps. Of course, she doesn't know what Lucius actually does at Wayne Enterprises. Her father wouldn't be reckless enough to share our secret with her. Sometimes I wonder if she ever suspected something. Not much gets past her. If there's one thing I know about Tiffany, it's she's even more determined than she is brilliant. When she sets her mind to do something, she accomplishes it. So, she's more determined than she is smart. Which is, it kind of like drops down how smart she is. Like, they always rate like 1 to 10 on all the cards and then all the supportive material for superhero canon stuff, and so they're saying that her determination is at least 1 point higher than her brilliance. Okay, now we'll talk about Renee Montoya. We'll read about Renee Montoya. Montoya didn't appreciate me going behind Gordon's back to talk to Eli Nabel, but with lives at stake, I couldn't worry about what she or Gordon thought. I had to act. I threatened Eli with a fake missile signal. I think Montoya understood why I had to do it. I hope she'll be able to smooth things over with Gordon and the rest of the GCPD, but I'm not hopeful. Yeah, they weren't... Gordon and Renee were not going to allow me to interrogate Eli Nabel. So, you know what? I had to do it. I had to do it just to prove that Batman's better. She don't wear no cape, and neither does Gordon. Plus, I was, as Batman, I was sheltering them from having to choose the worst decisions by doing it myself, although I was doing it on their clock, so they kind of took the blame for it. Things looking up for Jim Gordon's favorite True Blue cop. Renee Montoya was recently promoted to detective after she was exonerated of the murder of Carmine Falcone. It was evidence I provided that proved she was under the influence of Lady Arkham's drug when she committed the crime. It's interesting that Batman can provide evidence that Montoya was under the influence of the Lady Arkham drug when Batman can't provide evidence that Bruce Wayne was under Lady Arkham's drug, and they just have to take Bruce Wayne's word for it as why he beat up on Cobblepot being Penguin. I admire Renee's dedication to law enforcement and fierce loyalty to Jim. It's evident that she lives for her work, often at the cost of her personal life. It sounds like a problem we both share. This guy's still alive? I don't think I had any... Oh, I did have it in... I never thought I'd see... Oh, John Doe. He's not John Joker, or Joker John. Except he is all in white. I guess I do need to go back and play the first one. I have it, but I haven't done it yet. And I'm going to do it, but not until I've finished this entire Enemy Within. At least one playthrough. I never thought I'd see John's face again until he showed up at Lucius's funeral. Evidently, he listed me as his emergency contact when he was discharged from Arkham. Could he be stalking me? I think that was a smart plan for John Doe to show up at the funeral he knew Bruce Wayne was going to be at, because him being kind of a lowlife, even though he does legitimately know Bruce Wayne, is going to be hard for John Doe to get to brush elbows with Bruce Wayne again, and it's not out of character for friends to catch up. Although, as Bruce Wayne, he should stay as far away from this guy as he can, but my intent on the story is to make Joker not the villain, but a vigilante like Batman is. Which is going to be pretty messy, but either way. Evidently, he listed me as his emergency contact when he was discharged from Arkham. Could he be stalking me? He wanted me to meet his new friends. I said no. I really don't want to make him think this friendship was going anywhere. Something good did come out of a conversation. John gave me a solid lead on Riddler's location that pointed me to an abandoned water tower in Gotham's East End. Could John Doe and Riddler really be connected? And if so, how? Well, no, I think John Doe was actually trying to help Bruce Wayne. Wait, he doesn't know that Bruce Wayne is Batman, and if he does, then that would make him like a supervillain at this point if he set Bruce Wayne up to be killed in the water tower. Because literally, that's what he did do. He didn't tell Batman to go there, but Batman's the one who took the information and went there. So now John Doe, Joker, has to know that Batman is getting information from Bruce Wayne, which is, that's eye-opening for Joker. So maybe they're working together, but I kind of doubt it because Joker didn't like Riddler. My time in Arkham was short, but one patient in particular left an impression on me. He didn't catch his name, but I won't ever forget his face or his laugh. He's like some kind of creepy circus clown. He gave me an invaluable assistance in uncovering Vicky's true identity and her missing drug stash. But there's something about him so unsettling, I couldn't bring myself to agree to granting him a favor. Yes, it would have been an empty promise, but the very idea of owing him anything is not a pleasant thought. Now, what caught me was not his laugh, because I didn't play the first one. But in episode 1 of this, Enemy Within, sure, his face is interesting, but it wasn't his laugh. It was his aggression and how psychotic he was about it. That's evident of someone who's way manic. And I don't think he looks like a creepy circus clown. Not even close. He looks like he went through... He looks like he got splashed with acid, and he shouldn't be making fun of him for that. Come on, Batman, stop making fun of people. Okay. Dead people. We will look at alive people. So, Eli Nabel is still alive. I used Tiffany's drone and decent bluff to scare Eli into cooperating. He gave up the Riddler's location and a boat called the Lady of Dublin. After I threatened to blow up the station to pry the truth out of Eli, I ruined any chance of an alliance with the GCPD. Now that's stupid. I should have actually turned off the camera. Or rather, I should have left it off. And then I could have beat the tar out of him, but I didn't want to be the evil Batman, because Batman's not really supposed to be evil. And then again, he's not Spider-Man either. Riddler's cohort, the one I tangled with in the casino, has been identified as Eli Nabel, an engineering school dropout. He got mixed up in the crime while working as a bouncer at the Boston bar in his 20s. Nabel fell off the map for many years, reappearing when he was connected to the kidnapping and murder of a French physicist. No doubt he was helping Riddler, having been taken under the lunatic's wing. The physicist. Fiercely loyal, he's refused to talk to the GCPD. So they turned him over to the agency. If their brutal tactics haven't broken him yet, then it'll take a lot of convincing to make him give up Riddler. Who else is not dead? Mori's not dead. Rumi Mori. Based on John Doe's intel and Mori's email to Riddler detailing their business transactions, there is no doubt that the two have been working together, or rather they were. Mori claimed he wants out of their deal, and after what happened at the casino, I'm tempted to believe him. For now, he remains under Waller's watch as a person of interest. There are two sides to Rumi Mori. So, old information. There are two sides to Rumi Mori, the face he shows to the public and the person he really is. The person he keeps in the shadows, hidden from the prying eyes of polite society. Mori wants everyone to believe he's a model citizen. He paints his public persona with philanthropy and a seemingly legitimate business empire. But take a closer look behind the mask and you'll catch a glimpse of the real Rumi Mori, war profiteer and murderer. He's made his fortune running guns during the Arab Spring and soon after diversified into high-tech weaponry. Of course, Mori's illicit activities have never been proven in the court of law. Let's see. He's a war profiteer and murderer. He made his fortune running guns during the Arab Spring, probably a war thing. Later diversified into high-tech weaponry. Interesting. Riddler had some bone to pick with Mori. Perhaps that's why he targeted him at the Virago. It's not surprising. A man like that would have enemies. I wonder how he made one of Riddler. So, I think after I get done doing every character right now, I'm not going to go through and read all the old stuff. But I will, scroll through it like this, and that way someone can click on it and read the extra for themselves if they want to. How about I do that now? Okay, this guy died first, so... No, he died second. We gotta read his first, then his, and then his to sync them up in the timeline. Deceased. Lucius is gone. He died in an explosion at Wayne Tower, helping me solve Riddler's puzzle. Loyal friend to the end, his last words will always haunt me. That psycho Riddler was responsible for his death and will stop at nothing to avenge him. There would be no Batman without Lucius. In a sense, he's built me. From Batsuit to Batmobile, everything I am, everything I've become, I owe to him. A brilliant engineer and trusted confidant, Lucius is one of the few people I can depend on in this world. In addition to being Wayne Enterprises' technological leader, I've entrusted him to run a secret research and development wing where he designs and develops new bat tech. Okay, so it's mainly that he's dead. And then the summary of his obituary, if Batman could write it. Agent Vernon Blake, the agency, deceased. The Riddler ambushed agents Blake and Avesta at the docks, using them as bait for me in one of his sick games. Avesta. I don't quite remember Avesta. Agent Blake pleaded for me to lose so that Agent Avesta's life would be spared. Okay, so it's the other agent. I failed the Riddler's game, and Agent Blake paid the price. I thought this guy got his shoe knocked off, and he died there. I guess it's a different agent. His sacrifice saved his partner's life just as he had wanted. Was he in love with Agent Avesta? Otherwise, I'm not so sure it's worth it. Special Agent Blake, Avesta's terse partner. I met him as Batman after Riddler's attack on the casino. Not much to say about him at the moment. So wow, went from generic red shirt to dead red shirt. Sorry, Blake, you didn't make the cut. Deceased. The Riddler ambushed Agent Avesta and her team at the docks in an elaborate trap. He forced me into playing one of his games in exchange for their lives. In the end, I managed to outsmart him, but at a heavy cost. Before we could bring him in for questioning, Riddler was mysteriously killed with a poisoned dart to the neck. Oh, I thought Bane was who Batman recovered the dart from. I guess not. Did Bane shoot Riddler? I'm not even sure at this point. How did I miss that? All I have now are his cryptic last words. They broke the pact! But who are they, and why did they want him dead? Well, we know now that even though, like, Riddler considers himself the Kingpin, so does Joker. He always considers himself the Kingpin. And although so far John Doe has not turned into the Joker in this game, they have introduced Bane, who thinks that he's like a tough guy, but he always answers to someone else. He's just a brute. And then Harley Quinn, or Harleen Quinzel, I think that's how they're presenting her so far. She seldom works on her own. She always has a kingpin. So it sounds like Harleen Quinzel and Bane broke the pact. And Mr. Freeze. So it's kind of obvious. We'll scroll through here so you guys can read this if you want to pause it, but I'm not. No, wait. The Riddler is an old name in Gotham. One we thought was good for good. Gone for good. He was dangerous enough that even Carmine Falcone, Mayor Hill, and my father left him alone. An international terrorist wanted by Interpol and hunted by the agency. The Riddler's modus operandi is to torture and kill his marks by forcing them to solve his macabre riddles. Or macabre riddles. According to the agency's profile on him, Riddler's got a genius-level IQ and exhibits signs of narcissistic and obsessive-compulsive personality disorders. He's cruel, calculating, and merciless, and I will bring him down. Okay. I figured I should read his too because he's a main villain, and that dart might not have even killed him. Let's see. This is Batcave. No. This is Wayne Manor. And Tower. And Wayne Tower. And then the Water Tower. And then GCP. We're going to go here. We're just going to... And I'm only going to read the new part. It says 10 million people. A new class of criminals has converged in Gotham City. According to Waller, they're the best of their kind and the most dangerous. John Doe, the Riddler, Dr. Quinzel, how many of them are there? Riddler's plans to terrorize the city ended with his death, but his friends are far from finished. I'll need to deal with this new threat to Gotham, and soon. And if you guys want to read that on your own, I'll let the Batman be the cure. Okay. Established... Oh, Arkham Asylum. Okay, so now it explains why we got castle walls on this place. And guard towers. It doesn't quite explain why they've got a weird ramp going into another tower. And a clock tower. And a steeple that gets blocked by everything else. It just looks like a big castle. Arkham Asylum, established November 1921, Gotham City's only maximum security psychiatric hospital. That's a good way of putting it. I was committed here for a couple of days after I was drugged by Lady Arkham and was incited to attack Oswald Cobblepot, so this place doesn't exactly hold the best memories for me. Staying in this place was a nightmare. The building was falling apart, the patients were violent and unhinged. This place is a tomb. This place is a tomb, and it deserves to be forgotten about and buried, along with its inhabitants. Wayne Enterprises. It was a homing missile that caused the explosion at Wayne Tower. I should never have brought Riddler's puzzle into the office. I put my employees at risk. We might be able to rebuild the tower, but we'll never be able to fill the hole left in ranks by Lucius Loss. See, again, they messed up the S here. And it's not a group of people named Lucius or Luciuses. In that case, it would have been the group of Lucius's Loss. So 3 S's. You could tell by the way I pronounced it, how they had written it. It don't sound right either. We'll never be able to fill the hole left in ranks by Lucius's loss. Because it's one person, Lucius, who had the loss, which is another S. It's not plural Lucius. Urgh. Yeah, that kind of bugs me. It bugs me dramatically. Because it's stuff I had to learn in school, and I got good at it. Established 1870. Multinational corporation founded by my ancestors, covering all manner of technology, manufacturing, and finance, and inherited a majority stake from my parents and have recently become more involved in its day-to-day operations. So far, so good. Stocks are up in Wayne Enterprises. R&D department is developing some pretty exciting new technologies. I don't like how Batcave or Batman locked in the stocks at Wayne Enterprises with the Batman Research and Development Department. I don't think they sell that on the black market or even on the military market, because then we'd see Bane wearing Batman's armor. And that would be a whole different fight on its own. Riddler's hideout, abandoned water tower, Gotham's East End. Gordon and I found where Riddler sleeps. I don't think he sleeps there. He set up a hideout in an old water tower on the edge of Gotham's East End. Walking around that place was like taking a tour of Riddler's twisted psychology. He's methodical and obsessive in his sadism, using agents as guinea pigs to test out prototypes of his murder boxes. Designed to be giant escape room. Gordon and I almost didn't get out of there alive. Designed to be a giant escape room. Luckily, Gordon was instrumental in solving his riddle, and we managed to escape together. I guess 2 heads really are better than 1. Yeah, at least they both survived. Gordon almost... If Gordon wasn't there, I think Batman could have done it. But if Batman was not there, I think Gordon would be dead. Kind of think that's how that works. We'll just scoot over. Gotham City Police Department headquarters. Wait. I had a problem with this right here. He set up a hideout in a water tower at the edge of Gotham City because he sleeps there because there was a mattress. I don't think that would be the best way for Riddler to live. Like, why would he turn a safe house, essentially a safe house, he turned it into a riddle and he gave it up? That's like if, let's say, a millionaire had a mansion that was worth like 10 grand, and then he's like, oh yeah, I burned the place down last week. Like, he's never gonna be able to go back to this water tower, because if he did, he'd be giving himself up to Batman and the police. So he's burned his location. Now, if instead he found an old abandoned warehouse and he just set up this equipment, he would not be burning a place for him to go back to. So, overall, that was not an intelligent thing for this genius, this mere genius level IQ Riddler, to be exposing his own safe house. That was one of the dumbest things that he could do. Maybe that's why he's criminally insane, because he's just that stupid. But him being a genius, that means he only has an IQ of over 130. You have to get an IQ over 160 to be considered supra genius. So he's still just a mere genius. He's not like some insanely smart person. Anyway, that bugs me right there. Like, the writer, I can forgive the writer for writing something so bad, but for their story, it's okay. Okay, now we go to GCPD. Waller used her political clout to take over the GCPD. It's unclear how she'll use her power, but from what I've seen, she won't let police procedure get in her way. That's kind of odd in its own. Now, it makes sense that the FBI can take up presence, or rather the CIA, or not the CIA, definitely not, but a federal group, in this case the agency, taking up residence of a building or an office building, but them taking over the police department kind of is overstepping their boundary. Like, I couldn't see them going into LA and saying, yeah, we're taking over LAPD. Like, how far would that go if the FBI did that to LAPD? Like, it'd hinder all of local crime investigation and police control of the area would be hindered by a source that didn't care about the entire local area, just one small slice of the pie of the local area. GCPD is Gotham's first line of defense against criminals, both Monday and bizarre. When mobster Carmine Falcone was in power, he kept at least half the force in his pocket, but not all of them. James Gordon was one of few he couldn't corrupt. Since Falcone and Mayor Hill were taken down, Gordon has worked to clean up the corruption in the department. Crime rates have fallen dramatically since Gordon took over as police commissioner. Since Wayne Enterprises pledged to rebuild Arkham Asylum, the GCPD has worked closely with the facility to determine which criminals should go to Arkham for rehabilitation and which belong in Blackgate Prison. Well, that's good. So I guess Bruce Wayne, he wanted to make sure Arkham Asylum is a little bit nicer for the friends he made in Arkham Asylum, and for the next time he goes back, that it's a nice stay for everybody. But then Blackgate Prison, that's some serious stuff. So, which one did I not read? Yeah, this one is the one I didn't read. So Gotham City, I'm just going to finish reading the bottom, is more than my home. It's been my passion project. When I look out onto that skyline, I don't see a city. I see a living, breathing organism that keeps evolving, adapting to new threats. I must adapt with it. The criminals this place attracts are no different. There was a time when all you had to do was worry about was wise guys and street thugs, but crime too has evolved. The crime rate might be down, but the villains are becoming more and more bizarre, more terrifying. Sometimes I think crime is a virus that keeps mutating. Batman be the cure.